What's up, guys? Greater Marlon here, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how Andrew Garfield really isn't the best Spider-Man. And if you're wondering why I am wearing a jacket, it's because I have a fever. I've had a fever since Thursday, and probably because I've been doing digital learning day. That's why my yesterday's upload was uploaded really late because I was finishing DLD, which is digital learning day, where I do work at home and the teachers do stuff at school. It's awful, and luckily I finished it, but I need to do science, I think. But that didn't download, so I'm going to try again today, maybe, and see if I can finish that. But it sucks. So, yeah, that's why I'm wearing this hoodie, because I'm freezing because of my fever. So reason why I'm making this video is because I don't know what to make today, and I'm like, you know what? I don't feel good. I don't feel like unplugging my Xbox and then going all the way downstairs. I just want to relax and stuff. So I'm just going to do this. So I see every once in a while that people say, oh my god, screw Tom Holland. Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man. And he isn't. He's not the best Spider-Man. And luckily, well, he's not the best Spider-Man at all. Tom Holland is probably the best Spider-Man that we've gotten, next to Tobey Maguire. He was alright. He was our first Spider-Man. His movies were good. They're classics, except for the third one. Mostly crybaby-ish type Spider-Man. And this one's more... Tom Holland's the one that I like right now. This one, he's my favorite Spider-Man so far. So it would be Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, and then Andrew Garfield as my list. So from 1 to 3. So people say, like, oh my god, he's, like, the best. Like, screw Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, he will always be the true Spider-Man. And he's not. He's just not the best Spider-Man ever made. His movies, if you like those movies, then you're honestly... You don't know that much about Spider-Man. I even have friends on the bus that would say, oh my god, like, 100%, Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man. I'm like, no, and I'm like, no, Tom Holland's the best. And he's like, no, it's boring. That movie was so boring. It doesn't even focus on Spider-Man. It focuses on his high school life. And I'm like, yeah, but that was the whole point. It was to focus on his high school life and not focus that much on Spider-Man, which made it the best Spider-Man movie. Honestly, did I like the movie focusing on his high school life? Yes, I did. Because really, that bothered me in every Spider-Man movie. It's like, no, we don't want to focus on the person under the mask. We want to focus on the person that is in front of the mask. I don't even know. Like, we want to focus on Spider-Man. Nobody cares about Peter Parker's, like, life, his love life, even though they've done that in, like, every movie. They don't care what's going on with his aunt. They don't care what's going on with any other characters. They just want to focus on Spider-Man. And just not focusing on what grades he's getting in school. That's what I liked about this movie, is actually focusing on Peter Parker, but not that much of Spider-Man. Did it bother me? Because I really did want to see Spider-Man in action in this movie, but it didn't bother me as much for me to hate this movie, because I still loved this movie. And I would definitely rewatch it again, and definitely buy it on DVD, and I want to right now. But Andrew Garfield's was just the worst Spider-Man movie ever created. It's just the worst. First one, did I like it? It was like that. Close for me to hate it. I hated the suit. I didn't like that suit at all. Just how so much blue goes over the fingers, and how there's just blue everywhere, and just not as much red, and how it looks so dark, and it more looks like his homemade suit, like his first suit, this crappy. Isn't my favorite. No, I hate that suit. That's probably my least favorite suit out of the whole movie. And I hated the homemade suit, which looked like crap.
if I made a list, it would be homemade suit from Homecoming, Tobey Maguire homemade suit for number 2, and then that would be the third one I would hate. Well, that would be at number 3, and I just hate that costume. I love the newest one. That one looks awesome. It reminds me more of like the Scarlet Spider suit, just recolored and stuff. So the movie was it's just bad. It's not good at all. It basically focuses on like untold stories of Peter Parker with his dad and his mom, which to me, when I first saw that trailer, I'm like, ooh, this sounds really interesting. And it was kind of interesting to like watch, I guess. But still, the movie, I loved it when I was a kid, but when I rewatch it, it's just the worst movie ever made. Now, let's go to Amazing Spider-Man 2. Did I like that movie? There's some things that are really good about that movie. The Gwen Stacy death scene. Now that, they did that spot on. They did it really well. For me. To me, I think they did that pretty well. Especially getting her outfit straight from the comics. I give them props for that. Like, they did a really good job with that. I liked Gwen Stacy more than Mary Jane in the Tobey Maguire series, because that Mary Jane just really annoyed me. That constant screaming, it really annoyed me and bothered me, but still doesn't make me hate the movie. It just makes me hate Mary Jane more, because she's always constantly in danger, and she just got really annoying when she started screaming. So I liked Gwen Stacy in that movie. She was alright. But I think that death scene was really well. They did it spot on to the comics. I gotta admit, the fight scenes in that movie were they were a blast to watch. Especially the Electro fight scene. That was kind of my favorite. Like, you gotta admit, that was pretty cool. Like, seeing him dodge all the electricity and these cool little moves and slow-mo. That was pretty cool. It was really cool to watch. And the web swinging was also, of course, pretty cool. Which I thought Homecomings was alright, but still they were focusing more on Peter Parker, which they tried to make this as good as possible, and they did. They really did well. But just Andrew Garfield as he just didn't work for me. I didn't like Peter Parker in this movie. He seemed too not that nerdy. He had a skateboard. There's just something about that skateboard in the first movie that just really bothered me. Like, Peter Parker does not ride skateboards. He's not cool enough to be riding skateboards. The villains in the second movie, there were way too many. They were trying to set up the Sinister Six. Did it work? Not really, because they didn't get to make the solo movie, I guess, for them. The spin-off movie. Because that kind of got me interested. I'm like, I wonder how this is going to go. Maybe it'll get better. But putting in these tons of villains in the second movie was not a great idea. They kind of did that, I guess, in the newest movie, but it actually worked out really well, and they did a good job of it. They had Shocker, the Tinker, whatever his name was, and Vulture, but really, it was mostly focused on the Vulture and kind of Shocker, but, well, the two Shockers. But still, putting that many villains in that movie, especially cutting off with the Rhino, Jesus, that ticked me off when I saw this in the movie theater. Seeing them just cut off this fight scene I was ready for. This was the first ever appearance of Rhino in the movies. Did I like the suit? No. It looked like a fudging Transformer, which looked like Shredder from the 2014 Ninja Turtles. And it looked better in the sequel of the Ninja Turtles, so I give him props for that, Shredder. But them just cutting off that fight scene, ticked me off. I was walking out of that theater like, And now that they canceled it, we'll never ever get to see that fight scene. Ever again. Which means that fight scene is just gone. You'll never know what happens. Which just ticks me off even more. So, then cutting off that fight scene ticks me off. That didn't make me happy at all. They were, like, going to make Rhino this bad guy in the movie, but no, they just put him in the ending. They put him in the first scene, but he's just a stupid, annoying little dude that gets captured. And then he comes back in the ending, just never shutting up. So that's what I gotta say about this crappy movie. This, like, abomination that we call the Amazing Spider-Man series. If you hate and you say, like, oh, screw you, kid, Andrew Garfield's the best. Yeah, no, he's not. It's definitely Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland. Those are the best ones. And if you like those movies, then good for you, you like crappy Spider-Man movies. And if you like the newest cartoon, you like crappy Spider-Man cartoons. Like if you're an adult or you're a kid like me that's a teenager and you like it, then I don't know what kind of Spider-Man cartoons you've watched. Because it's trash. But if you're a little kid and you like it, good for you. Because it's definitely targeting your audience and it's doing its job. But to me, I hate that cartoon and this movie. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, tell us next video or play next time. And tell me if you agree with me about how Andrew Garfield's the worst Spider-Man in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, guys.